Welcome, Prashant TriVedi, Guru of all beings. So kind of you to be here. And in this talk about Albanians, many are following us with this talk. They know that we are doing the interview now. They are very excited. They have lately shown a lot of interest in your precious knowledge through your grace in LotusOcean Meditation. So the appetite for getting more knowledge is increasing, and today we have some questions from them.
Yes, we can start, yes.
Yes. From studies of Albanian linguists, many like Petruge and many more, the Albanian language is for sure very ancient and very close to Sanskrit. But
Yes.
what about the Albanian people? Albanian ancestors, they say they are Pelasgian or first population in whole Balkan, or whole Europe, or Illyrius, which means the star, or do they come from the stars? Or so there are many theories they say about themselves.
Yes.
So if you have your perspective is so kind of you to answer.
See, the thing is that people should always understand that if you have a human body and human birth on this plane, in this plane, so it does not matter which region you are born, or which place you're born around the earth, you are still in the same situation, that you are in this cycle of birth and death, and you are a trapped prisoner. So, like, no matter what you think your ancestors are from or not, does not make any difference to what you have to actually do in order to break out of the matrix. So people should always remember that, okay, I'm being okay.
Exactly.
Okay. And I'm stuck here in this like cycle out here, and I'm a being, and I have to break out. That's an important thing to know, because like just thinking any of that will not help you right now, no matter what your ancestors were. It does not help you right now, because you still have to do that work which is required to be done in order to break out of the matrix, physical matrix of this plane.
Yes, very nice of you to answer to that.
Yes.
And we have different kind of questions, but it is true that the Albanian land has like special electromagnetic field. In the language, we also have the connection about the earth and the cow, toka,
Yes.
cow.
Yes.
More people are connecting with elements of nature now due to your grace and LotusOcean meditation, and becoming like vegetarian more. So after, especially after the big earthquake, after release, when Eposi PT was released in November last year, so more people are connected to the Mother Earth.
Yes.
But the Earth, like, is it like special there, or?
I mean, the thing is, I mean, we should think Earth is special everywhere as a whole, in a way. So, I mean, obviously there are different frequency vibrations, different ley lines, different things anywhere, and the Sanskrit term, like of what you mentioned, the Illa people, the Illa, that's Ilyavrat in Sanskrit, Ilyavrat. It's a tribe of people which were called the Ilyavrats, okay, which is there in Sanskrit in Mahabharata and texts. Okay, so it is there, but point was that at some point everything was Vedic,
Yes,
all around the earth. So whether it be Albania or whether it'll be anywhere else on earth, there you can, if you dig deep enough, you will find the Vedic roots at the end, like once you dig deep enough. So
yes, and what I have also find it out, a lot of Vedic knowledge inside the language, especially, which is like encoded, but a lot.
Yes.
Everything you said is so true, and inside the language too, which is alive today too.
Yes, because the sign like Earth was connected to Taurus in astrology, which was connected to the bull, cow, and any which way. So I think the language would carry that sense of meaning, connecting the cow with earth, and this thing, and and there's a Vedic representation of earth too, is like a cow. So I think that was, and if it was preserved in Albania, that just helps to show Albanian people the connection to the Vedic. So anything which makes them feel that is a good thing. And finally, because then they will start applying the Vedic way of living. That's the more important thing than just making a connection. But if the connection helps them go that direction, go in that way, then that's a good thing.
Yes, and it had helped many. If of course, when they understood the most important, like connection of earth and cow, and the consequences of that, and they are like more now in the deep with multiversal knowledge, laws, which was like very lost lately, and it's amazing that Vedic knowledge was there too. So we're gonna speak just a bit about that. And there are some, since we mentioned the stars, so someone have heard about the Nakshatra book of yours, 27 stars, even though Albanians, they are not so much in astrology, to be honest. And it's good because they are not so stuck in the Jyotish and this stuff like others. But, and asking if there is like any typical star or planet or graha governing or shining directly on Albanian consciousness or country as a whole.
Okay. So when you have the name Albania, so that, by itself puts the moon in Taurus. Okay. So, and it in Rohini. Okay. So Aldebaran star will be important. Aldebaran.
Oh wow.
And
the name too.
Aldebaran, Albania.
Wow, that's so
amazing. It's the governing star of Rohini, the nakshatra called Rohini.
Oh wow. One of my favorite.
Okay. So that's the energy they can associate more with, even by the name. And since it is a land which is near the Mediterranean, and which is to dealing with the Purvashara, which is to do with the ocean, sea, wave, Aphrodite, that kind of energy. So Purvashara would be another. So those two energies, they can.
Oh, that's very nice. Aphrodite is very popular in Albania. They know from mythology for sure.
Yes. So that from the Greece to down to Albania, that whole region, Mediterranean, that the main thing is the Venus Aphrodite thing, Mediterranean, and so Purvashara energy. So those two, as per the Vedic nakshatra knowledge.
Oh, that's so wonderful to know. That's amazing. So kind of you to say that. And you mentioned it, but in Vedic root of Albanian part is coded, of course, inside the language. And for example, they have the concept of respecting and praise of higher is good, like lavdarim, lartasim, lart. And praising the lower, it makes you feel bad or devolve. It is inside the language, poster. So I have a question from LotusOcean students in Kosovo, actually, who does centering the speech. And are more connected with nature. I get so many pictures, like every day in Tirana also. So they are connected and praising nature in practice, higher and divine, if in their perceptions at least. So why did the ancient Albanians, because in Kosovo also they're Albanian, so why the ancient forgot, or our genes forgot this wonderful Vedic knowledge that you so kindly are reminding us? How did they separate from nature and divine from the absolute love?
Okay. What happens is that when you are here and different things are happening, like when people are having different sort of conflicts, tribes, wars, which are called wars, the conflicts are called wars, and different things are happening, and then knowledge becomes a secondary thing. Okay, survival or military,
Dark
all these things.
ages, like,
Yeah, like say survival becomes a more important thing, just survival. Okay, just
yes,
survive. Or military, for that you need military. Like all these things become more important than knowledge. Okay, of and then people slowly lose sight of the fact, like what is it to be here, and the beings which are in control of people, like do not want them to have that knowledge. Because if you want soldiers, like like you want a military and you want a lot of soldiers, I mean,
yes,
you would want the soldiers to be dumb. You don't want them to be working on breaking out of the matrix. Then
slaves.
no one would become a soldier if they were working.
Yes, yeah.
So
Using their
so you
own
don't
free
want that.
will.
Yeah, yeah. So then what is a priority? Like it's a matter of priorities. Is your priority to be a military thing, to just save and just survive, or work on getting out of the matrix and getting to actual knowledge of this whole multiverse and this plane and other planes of existence? So obviously, I think in time, slowly, the other priority was taken. Okay,
And we
and
are talking about
so
thousands of years, something,
yeah,
or
I mean any amount of time it can take, but and that's how slowly it happens. One generation this much goes, another generation this much, another generation that much, another generation. So it's like generation by generation, how things.
the result is now that the
Yeah,
situation
yeah,
we are like quite bad.
yes, 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 yes,
Yes, because they have like heard a bit from me with the Daksha story and the
yeah.
mythology, but they don't
That is,
understand like this
yeah,
area, like,
this area. That is long time ago, not even on Earth. That
yes,
Daksha story is not even from
very,
Earth. It's from another plane of existence.
yes,
So, but out here, this is what happens on a practical level. I'm giving you a very practical uh,
yeah,
knowledge out.
survival. So
Yeah,
they lost the like wars
yeah,
and so many things happening.
yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah.
So, yeah. So then people who are controlling the country and who are that thing, they're just organizing military and stuff. They're not concerned about.
And these
And
beings were organizing the wars they don't want. Who are they?
I
Is
mean,
it
it can be any ruling people at the time, like whosoever is the ruling class. There'll be a ruling class every time. So it depends on what do they want for the masses. Do they want awakening, enlightenment, or they just want soldiers?
They didn't
What do
want
they?
awakening.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I see. So what happened to these beings now? Because there is someone who asked me about political stuff, but I don't usually see them. I never
Yeah.
see politics. But people in Albania, they are so busy with discussing what this politician did, what the opposite kind of war,
Yeah,
and they are taking so much time of people. Like,
it's a distraction. It's a distraction. It will go away. Like it's a distraction. People will understand the both sides are the same side. Nothing
yes,
changes.
exactly.
There's no enlightening side or side which is gonna do better for the people. Actually, real better for the
It's
people,
like
because
play.
people have to do real better for themselves. Like you have to do it for yourself. Like right now, people are learning the meditation. They must be realizing that each person has to do the thing themselves, get the
Themselves.
discipline themselves. It's
Absolutely.
nothing. It's not your government which is going to do for it. Politicians are not going to do it for you. None
Yes.
of this matters. So it is maturity. Once you get more mature in that way,
So
once you get
someone
that sense.
covered your interview about the who is doing meditation, about that governments and stuff will like fall down or change to the
Yes,
better.
yes.
So they were hoping like also there will
I mean,
something
that is up to the people. I mean, if people want,
up to
they
people.
can, yeah, they can take it down tomorrow if they want. Like,
They
I
have
mean,
that power.
obviously, obviously, like, I mean, people are more in number, and those things are very small in number.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Yes,
I never thought
yes,
about that way.
yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
very
yes,
nice. Yes.
yes.
But
So,
still, yeah, maybe they like the distraction themselves. So, in a
yeah,
way, So it's like also escaping from their inner work in a way.
Yeah, people have to focus on their own work, because finally that's what matters. Whether anything outside collapses or not collapses, you have to make sure that you are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
That's more important.
Individual work. Very nice. Very kind of you.
Yes.
Your words are so precious.
Yes.
Today, many Albanians share the wonderful sounds that you created. Very wonderful. For Albania, field 1 year ago, with the, and I have mentioned the word Zeus there. And so they are calling the Zeus song like now. So, and also with the eagle and freedom, symbolizing the freedom. Albania is called the land of eagle, actually. So, and Albanians are like sons of the eagle in a way.
Yes.
In Albanian, or actually Balkan, Pelasgian mythology, we have Zeus and the eagle like all the time, very popular, like Aferdita.
Yes.
But Zeus with the eagle always international. Albania, it's international name, but in Albanian, it means something else. Actually, I wanted to share it with you.
Yes.
So it means eagle.
Yes.
It means Albania. It means shipon, ship, and then shipon. Eagle, Albania. It is the same word, ship, shipon. So we have the double-headed eagle, if you in Albanian flag, and in real Vedic mythology or areology, as you say, very wonderful.
Yes.
We have Garud, and I want to ask the question, please, because it is also a personal question. Actually, my own question, actually, also. Garud or Garuda, as we have heard from mythology, mighty divine eagle, vehicle of Lord Vishnu. Garud is seen praising, bowing, serving divine Vishnu, Narayan. So, am I wrong if I can say that Albanians' consciousness, this kind of knowledge, like, is behold today in a way, because Albanians, they adore, maybe, I think, like Zeus, they call it, but it is actually Vishnu or Narayan, divine.
Yes.
So it's like coming back, which is also behold now in the name. So they are like adoring very much, actually, the youth, but without knowing, because the Vedic knowledge is like coming back also there now. So what we teach through your grace in LotusOcean Meditation, which is growing very fast amongst Albanian speakers, actually in other countries too, like Italy, around all of around Italy, Kosovo, Macedonia, and so is it like the connection of Albanian and like eagle? Like there must be something with eagle there. It's like holding so many centuries alive.
So, there was a little firecrackers going on when that was said, so it was a good synchronicity right now. Like there were some firecrackers here, and
oh wow!
You can hear them in the distance there. Yes. So so. Eagle represents BirdTribe. You know what I call it, BirdTribe. Like so BirdTribe is always a good thing. If people are having more BirdTribe intelligence, it's always a good thing. Because when you're flying over things, then you get a higher perspective. Because what is eagle? Eagle has a higher perspective on things rather than something just going on the ground. You have a lower perspective. You don't know what is there. But when you fly high and then you look down, you have a broader perspective. You know, so that's what an eagle. So it's a bird type. It's a matter of perspective. It's not so much about bird. It's the whole concept is actually about perspective. It's about having higher perspective on things. Okay. So that is what they have to learn. They have to understand that we have to have higher perspective. Okay.
So that's what they adore, like.
Yeah, higher perspective, higher, better perspective. Okay, so that is the whole concept about the eagle, and that's why like Garud is the vehicle of Vishnu, which is like the highest perspective. The highest bird, highest perspective. Okay, so that is the whole point of the BirdTribe symbology, like, and and with the Vedic story about the BirdTribe and the serpent tribe is there on the LotusOcean main page. People can look at it. And,
yes.
In the Amrita, the comic form.
Yes.
So
I will show them. I've seen it. I
understand some things about it. But it's overall good to point towards the BirdTribe, and if they sort of associate themselves more with the BirdTribe, it's a good thing for them if they do that.
Yeah, they do it, and they have done it for many centuries actually, like in history and stuff. It's like always the eagle, and they adore very much the eagle.
Yes.
And they call themselves sons of the eagle. So like ancestors, like so.
Yeah. So that's good. Like, I mean, right now these sounds are going on. You can hear like, so
yes.
the fireworks are going on. So yes.
Zeus we mentioned, so the lightning.
Yes.
The sound too.
Yes. I mean, in my music, they can find those kind of things. My music, a lot of music is more BirdTribe music, and it gives people perspective, which is higher perspective than all the other music. That other music is on a certain level, which is on a ground level, and then there's a music which is more flying up above, and it gives you a higher perspective. Just like the Peace Gita book would give people higher perspective, the same way the music does as well. So whether they go by the music, whether they go by the book, they are always going for a BirdTribe perspective. So, and so instead of just holding on to simple, it's now time for them to actually go for the perspective rather than just,
just on not only the name, but the
real name, like, or just holding the symbol, or looking at the symbol, or just saying that. It's time to put it into action.
Things into practice. And that's what has happened actually, because many has, especially with the book, with the music, it is coming slowly. Some of them, they adore very much. But with the book, it's like everyone adores it. And so many people now, it is like big explosive, like the fireworks, like in Albania, Kosovo, especially. And Albanians all over the world, I have to send them the book. Many are asking for more, and they are very, very curious. And I'm very glad because those who have the book till now, they show respect to the book, and they speak it from the center of the mouth.
That's the most important. Very good. That's a very good development. Yes.
So LotusOcean Meditation has become very big now there, due to your grace.
Yes, centering is the key. And as centering is the only thing, like, but LotusOcean only has centering. There's no other organization or nobody else in the world teaches centering. So LotusOcean is the only place where centering.
They are very surprised about this centering. And I have groups, very many groups. They have done meditation before many years, and they didn't like it. No good in them. So all of them are actually very surprised, and the word centering, Chandarzim, it is becoming very popular now. It is spread. So everyone is asking if they haven't heard, what is this? Very, very interested. It is spreading like a good disease, contagious. So it's very good. It's very nice.
That's good. Like the term is important, and along with the BirdTribe perspective and LotusOcean, so there's sea, ocean, lotus, BirdTribe. All these are part of the symbology of what we are trying to do. So if it happens all together, it's a very good thing. If it's a holistic.
Yes, it is holistic, and it is increasing the consciousness only when they do the centering of the body and the speech. And of course, changing the diet bit by bit, but I'm getting satisfied. Also, because it takes some time with the meat eaters. But some of them has just stopped immediately. So it has been very nice.
It's a good development. Overall, like if they start doing those things, that will happen. If people are focusing on their body discipline, in time, everything will improve. So
yes. Yes, and about Garud, I'm going to ask you one more question, because you know me, I study languages and I love mythology, rheology. I know in Garud, in Sanskrit, it means word and eagle. Speaking. So speaking. And ship, it means also word, speaking, and eagle. So it means the same thing. This connection, I was very impressed. So the word speaking, like, so I don't think it's a coincidence to me. Must be a Vedic root too inside the language, right? Because God in Albanian also, zot, it means sound. Z, and the bird too, actually, zog, z, zot, it's the same word. So because inside the language, it is a really deep meaning.
Because in Sanskrit, the garjan, the sound which is like made a loud sound, is called garjana. Is garjan? Okay, garjana. Okay, that which is like a very are emphatic, loud sound, loud, clear, emphatic sound. You know, so and in then a way where people get affected and the sound affects beings. So that's,
and we have the word.
That's a Sanskrit root, or garjan is the Sanskrit.
And that is coming Garud also from?
Garud carries that. Garud carries that, the root. But it is a more different word, but it carries that root.
Yes. So the word was God we have in Bible, amongst Christians, in Quran also, Allah and the word, creation, Brahma and the sound, in Vedic also. But maybe the ancient Albanians knew about this. The diction was very important, and they are very good of speech, of speaking too much. And you have mentioned a word which I like very much, bird brain. It was very new. Very nice. And the Albanian flag is also represented with not only one eagle, but double eagle. Is this symbolic of uniting the energies opposite?
No, it is two, because the hemisphere, brain has two hemispheres, left and right.
Yes.
Okay, so bird brain has two hemispheres, so it's just showing the two hemispheres with one head this way, one head that way. That's all it represents.
And like uniting together or balancing?
No. Like they're just separate, and uniting is in the center.
Yes.
But two separate things exist in the first, just to show. It is just to show that there are two hemispheres of the brain, left and right hemisphere, and there's a central axis which goes through, which is the central point.
Yes.
Where the pineal is and gland is and stuff. So it's just to show the left and right hemisphere of the bird brain, because brain is the bird brain part, because the spine is the snake. Okay, the spine is the snake which attaches itself to the bird at the top, which is the two hemispheres. So it's like an eagle which is having the snake. So the juice, Kulani juice, is going through the spine, and the eagle at the top is taking that snake, eating that snake in that way, you can see, and consuming it.
Nice. Nice.
So it's just a representation, and all these symbols, people do not understand what it means, but they just look like the two bird heads, but they just represent left and right hemisphere of the brain, actually.
So it has the body of humans, like it's not only two eagles like in the air flying.
No. It is a human. It's a human body.
So it's in human body.
Human body design.
Yes. Wow. In the flag. It's so exciting. Amazing, amazing. Your explanation is so amazing, comprehending, and simple, and it's easy to like put in practice or
Yes.
have knowledge about that. Yes, it has actually been big awakening in Albanian consciousness now. They are
Yes.
my students, at least, they're telling to each other that I know him, her, like they want to know more, they want to do meditation. And they come to LotusOcean Meditation because they get satisfaction, they get their consciousness is growing, they feel it, and become even much better in the health, physical health, mental, and spiritual, of course.
Yes.
So how do you see the future? Because LotusOcean students, they know that the future depends on their actions, but in the bigger scale, the future of Albania, like what stars, like in the big
that depends
energy, the future will be good for the new generations or something like that.
That depends on the number of people who will awaken. If the number of people who are awakened is more, then the future of a collective goes in the right direction.
Oh wow, that was beautiful.
And so that's the whole point. So the numbers are the key, like how many people awaken and how many people after awakening put the things into practice.
Yes.
And if they put into practice in time for long, then obviously, like even if one person first starts putting it into practice for a long time, that will affect a lot of people.
Okay. Yes, I've seen that.
even if one person starts putting it into practice. So you can imagine if 10 people or 100 people putting it into practice, then the future is good always. Not just for themselves, but for others around, because that kind of thing affects everybody.
Like vibration.
The vibration and the whole area. So that whole Mediterranean area, it can start from Albania and then can get that vibration, and everybody can understand, okay, this is the right thing and this is going the right way, and this is something which you can practice. It's not just some theoretical thing.
Yes.
It's not some theory, it's actual practical thing. And I think people out there will appreciate more practical things.
Yes, they are already doing it. They are like tired of the knowledge which they thought they had knowledge from schools, from other types of knowledge, or from Google. So they are actually very, very satisfied and putting in practice the Vedic life of living through LotusOcean meditation.
Yes, because it's a practical thing. And the more practical people become, like, and I think people out there in Albania would want to be practical, and they would see themselves as more practical people. So for them, it will be seen that whether they can put this into practice, because this is the only thing worth putting into practice, and people have to control their body. That's the basic primary thing for a human being, and no matter where you are from. And so they have to put that into practice first, and after that everything else will follow, the rest.
After that everything will be good, even though some are like the virus situation, or like earthquakes they have heard. So only few I'm thinking about, because actually those who come in LotusOcean meditation, they're very busy of working with themselves, and actually they're having a great satisfaction with connection of nature. So they're feeling very good with that, because
they should see other things as the wake-up call only. Like, these are wake-up calls for other people who have not woken up. Like, so those who are not woken up need some big alarm, like when you are not waking up, you need a alarm to wake you up in the morning, like. So for not waking up, you need big blasts, like, earthquakes or these kind of situations. All of these are just wake up calls. So I think they should, the ones who are already awakened, they will not worry about it, because they will
they are
wake up call for the
quite
ones
a lot others too. Yes, they are hearing others too. So it's actually very nice vibration. Like, it is growing when one does the right thing. So actually, it is very easy to to awaken others also in that way, in
Yes.
a good direction and in practice.
And it's a matter of like setting up an example, like a being who does all the things and does the right action becomes an example to the rest. And you out there, you will need, if you have enough examples out there, then it will be very soon a very good situation for the whole region. I would say for the whole region, not just Albania. So starting from Albania, like a whole region. So it is always going to be a.
There is an old proverb written in the Kanun that says about Albanians' house: before the house belongs to the owner, it first belongs to God and the guest. Shtëpia para se me që në shqiptarët është e Zotit dhe e mikut. So many in Kosovo and Albania are asking, what time will you visit us? Because they have seen the pictures. You have been in August 2018, and they are like, oh, I didn't met you. Like, so you are very welcome, heartily. And they saw about the rainbow when you landed there, the picture.
Yes.
So Kosovo is also saying that you should come to us, please, and we need also rainbow.
I mean, whenever these things become more pliable and more easy, and travel and everything in the coming times, so it will happen, and people will get a chance, so that's not a problem.
It's very kind of you.
I mean, whenever things are more practical, like we have to keep them practical, and things will work out accordingly, so
very kind of
so
you.
that's not a problem, so
that's amazing.
This fireworks throughout this.
What does that mean?
It means something good, like like a celebration, like,
oh my God.
When we were talking about the eagle thing, BirdTribe and Albania future and all of that, the whole time this was, so it's a good sign for future.